Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. I was fortunate enough to attend the PashaPasha Whispers event last Saturday night, and it was just such an incredible, intimate event that I wanted to tell you guys about. So I'm going to tell you all about it while I show you pictures of different art dolls from the event so you guys can enjoy the photos and video clips, and I'll just kind of tell you a little bit about it and my impressions. It was such a cool experience from the moment that you walked in the door. You know, you took a little elevator up to where the room was, and it was a really intimate, gorgeous space. So the first thing you see when you walk in is like the big Alice display, but more on that later. I'm gonna let Pasha tell you about that in her own words. And to the right, there was a room full of some of her original works of art, and then like the original size dolls, and even one of the elf dolls was there, which was really cool to see. And then throughout the venue, there were just dolls sprinkled around, and the way they posed and displayed those dolls was so phenomenal. It always strikes me, I love the dolls, but I'm not really great at posing them. But the way that they had these dolls posed was just so attractive, and so you were just drawn to them. And it was just such a gorgeous experience walking around the room. The lighting was perfect. And I'm going to use the word intimate probably a few times, but that's the way it felt. It felt like you were in a room full of close friends with like the perfect lighting. There was a bar. We had a couple Prosecco's and just enjoyed celebrating Pasha's work together as a group. And so just walking around the place and looking at the artwork and being in that sort of environment was just... it was incredible. I really hope that she'll do this event again next year. I hope that this becomes an annual tradition because it was such an amazing experience. It genuinely was. One of the cool parts of the experience was Pasha actually did a performance for us. So we noticed while everybody's kind of mingling, so she let us all sort of mingle and walk around and look at the artwork for the first little bit of the event, which I think everything was timed perfectly. So we arrived, grab a drink, walk around, look at stuff, take pictures, mingle, meet people, which I met a lot of great people. I'll talk a little more about at the end. And while we were doing that, she was creating at the front center of the room a gown out of trash bags, and she on a mannequin, and she was just creating this in front of us, and it was incredible to see. Like, she created an entire gown out of trash bags, and then she did a performance for us. And I did not get the best video of the performance because I wasn't like stationed in a great place, but I'm going to show you guys what I got now. wasn't that performance just, it was so good. It was so emotional. I love that at the end she brought a doll in and she just, you know, kind of showed, to me, you know, the way I interpreted it, you know, kind of showed that she and the dolls are one. She is her artwork and her artwork is her. And it was just so moving and so beautiful, and just an incredible experience. And she was wearing the gown, like you saw that, you know, she was wearing the gown that she had just created out of trash bags. Like, she makes trash bags look great, let me tell you. So then after that, she walked over to the big Alice in Wonderland display, and I'll let you hear what she had to say about that in her own words.
Wonderland, this is just my story life, and I'm telling you my story life through it. But this one is more so because, you know, we're all mad here, and all of the personalities in my tea party have my face, because I have schizophrenia, I have epilepsy, I have ADHD, I have all the things. It's surprisingly I live with soul. But I used to have at some point a split personality, and they call it personality disorder. And that's what you see, because Matt Hunter thinks that he has guests, but all he has is just his personalities. And this is Mad Hunter. She represents me now. She's very colorful, she's fierce, she has all the gems and feathers, and she feels great. Then we have March hair, and she representing my dark times when I had like really bad mental health and overall everything. But I'm better now, thanks to you. For some other people maybe don't understand like why I share so much, but I feel so much better when I share. So thank you so much for your support in this dark time. And childhood, so she's very stern but sad at the same time, because that's how I see my childhood, being sad all the time. And then we have Dormouse at the back, who's asleep but who's smoking and everything. She represents my model years when I was doing all the things and I was absolutely crazy. And yeah, so also there's the Cheshire Cat. He took all his clothes off and left it on the street under because he truly thinks he's also mad, he's inspired. So truly thinks that nobody can see him without clothes.
So I just thought that was a very touching, very moving, like, explanation of her art, because, you know, on the surface level you can see, you know, oh, she's done a Mad Hatter, she's done a Dormouse, she's done the Cheshire Cat, she's done, you know, all these things, the March hare, but you don't realize behind the scenes what her feelings and thoughts were going into making that. And I thought that was just so, it was very moving that she shared her experience with us, and she shared her thoughts on everything with us, and the way that she created that display. And when you first walked in the room, it was like, wow, like right there in your face, big, bold, beautiful, just a gorgeous display. I can't believe I didn't get video of it from the front. But I was also like very much in the moment, walking around, looking at everything. It was very overwhelming to be in a room full of artwork that you really love, because every piece is moving, and so you're looking at everything and you're wanting to drink it all in, and you're wanting to remember it and just commit it to long-term memory. So I didn't do as much video and photos probably as I would have liked to for this video, but just rest assured I had a really great time because I wasn't behind the camera the whole time. It was just phenomenal. And I want to talk about some of the people I met. I got to meet Melanie Gatos. I didn't know she was going to be there, so I if you don't know who she is, if you haven't seen my videos before, she is the model behind the Melanie doll. And so me and my friend Dana, I believe we're the only two people that have Melanie dolls. So Dana was there too, which was so exciting. And so we both got to meet her, and we got to actually, Lindsay, Dana, there we go. There's the grammatically correct thing to say. We got to like chill out with her all night and talk to her. And we got to talk to her about her work, and just, it was just such a cool experience. She's such a sweet person. Like, and I was so excited to meet her, because, you know, they say don't meet your heroes. And I have like this beautiful, gorgeous creation done in her likeness. And you meet her, and she is a beautiful, gorgeous creation in her own right. And so it makes you love the artwork even more, because, and that's kind of the same with Pasha. Like, I love her artwork even more because I love her as a person. So it makes me love Melanie even more than I already did, if that's possible, after having met the real Melanie. And, you know, got to spend the evening with her, chatting with her and talking to her about all kinds of stuff. And it was just so nice. Like, I can't even tell you guys how incredible it was. But you may have seen that I just moved something when I was doing that, and that is a tiny PashaPasha BJD. So you can see here, this is a Crave mold, and this is the Passion mold. And Passion, of course, is very limited. And they were part of our gift bags. So we got these gift bags. If you had I think it was gold tier tickets, and inside was a little bag, and it was like a little blind bag, just like this. And you open it, and inside were the tiny BJDs, and they were all different. So everybody got something different. Here's my hope. I don't know. I didn't ask this question. It wasn't announced. Part of me is like, it would be really cool that this is an exclusive Whispers thing. The other part of me thinks it would be really cool if she did blind box tiny BJDs and you could buy them, but you just don't know what you get. I would buy so many of them. Like these little, because they're just the perfect, look how amazing they look in Gen 4 hand. So when we walked in, she had, the Mad Hatter, I think it was holding a tiny Passion, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. Having no clue that we were going to get those in our gift bags. We all also got a pair of shoes, and all the shoes were the same from what I could tell. So we all got a pair of shoes for Gen 4, which I actually really needed. I haven't put them on my girl yet, but I'm going to put them on her. So I've got the pair of Gen 4 shoes now. And we also got some really beautiful art cards. And actually, on one of the cards is my Just Painted girl. So that's kind of cool that she's here on one of the cards that I got. So I think that's just that's a neat connection to my own collection. So these were the art cards, and they're really nicely done. And on the back, it's got PashaPasha. So I've got to come up with a really great way to display these, because they are very much display quality. Like they're very well done prints. So that was what was in the gift bag. I also met, while I was there, Anthony from Dolls of Elysium Beauty. He was so much fun. It was so nice to talk dolls with him and talk about Pasha's work. I also met Lori from Madeline Rose Couture, which I didn't realize she was in the US. And she does, and I've seen her work before. I've seen people do it, but for some reason I had in my mind that she was in Europe. So I will be sending a doll to her, because her work is stunning. And that's another thing, like I was saying, when you meet people and you really like them, and then so you really even like their work, even like I really liked her. She was so much fun. It was just so nice to talk with her. I also met Steph from Rainbow Smile Dolls, who does incredible nail sets for your BJDs. So I'm going to be sending some nail sets off to have those done. I met Toby from Smorgasbord, who I had seen earlier in the day. Lindsay and I just loved the name Smorgasbord. We thought it was so clever. And then Toby was at the Pasha event that night. So it was just really nice to meet all these creators and like get to spend time with everybody. Just an incredible, and I hate to be like name dropping like that, but like, you know, these are the people that help make the event so special. Like, it's just nice to get together and appreciate Pasha's dolls with everyone. So, and I got to meet Serena, which was wonderful. And Serena did a performance as well, which was incredible. It was a really cool, I don't know how to describe it, but it was just such a cool performance. Like, she did a great job. And it was just so nice to be in that room together with everybody celebrating Pasha's work together. So I had a blast. I hope she does it again in the future. If you get the opportunity to attend, I would highly recommend it. Highly recommend it, because it was just so well done. They planned it out so beautifully. The displays were so incredible. And you're all probably wondering, did I buy something? So you could pre-order Passion. You could pre-order Passion in Gen 4 or Simply Beautiful, which I didn't realize. And so I put my name on the pre-order list. And after a couple of glasses of Prosecco and walking around a little bit, I was like, you know, I should just get one of the Passion just painted dolls. And so I talked to Serena, and one of the Passion just painted dolls, this one right here, is going to be coming home to me. So anyway, so that did happen. So it's, you know, come prepared, because you will fall in love with everything there. But I really like the Passion sculpt because it is Pasha. And so, you know, you fall in love with her, you fall in love with her work. And I think it only makes sense to add the Passion sculpt to my collection. And this is my only Gen 4 girl now, but we are going to be having another one joining the group soon. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed my rundown of the event. It was, like I said, it was incredible. I hope to get to do it again next year. And I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown of it. And we will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye. Say a huge thank you to my patrons from Patreon: Lindsay S., Leah W., Doreen Z., Janice H., Mercedes W., Bear Sunflower, Shorna R., Stephanie W., Shalane C., Louisa's Knickknacks, Marty G., Lynn P., Cindy L., Sabrina A., Kitten Cat, Diane B., and Debbie N. Your support helps me continue bringing you great dolly content. For more information on how you can support this channel, please see the link in the video description. Bye-bye.